Hey everyone, so tonight I'm making a video about something that's a bit difficult for me to talk about, which is F.A.P and fertility, and I've gotten a few questions on it, so I thought I'd make a video. It's thought that women with F.A.P have comparable fertility to the general population before they have their colon and or rectum removed, but after having a proctocolectomy or colectomy, their fertility does decrease. And I don't have an exact percentage as far as how much it's thought that fertility decreases after surgery, but my GI doctor suggested that it was a 10% decrease in fertility. But I'm not really entirely sure as to the accuracy of this estimation, just because my research has revealed articles that suggest that the decrease in fertility can be up to about 54%. So I do think that it is a bit more significant than the 10%. And I think the fact that both my GI doctor and my genetics counselors told me about the decrease in fertility in the first meeting with them, when they didn't mention things like desmoid tumors or the possibility for other cancers, does suggest that the possibility for a decrease in fertility is pretty significant. And even if we do get pregnant, there are some other issues to worry about. I think that people with F.A.P tend to have issues with premature delivery and also miscarriages. So that's something to think about. And then there's also the fact that pregnancy can cause our bodies to do some pretty weird things. And the average woman usually does have an increase in bathroom visits and does have some issues with controlling certain bodily functions, which for us, or at least for me, are already issues with the J-pouch, so pregnancy might exaggerate some of the issues that we already have from the J-pouch or ostomy. And then there's also the fact that because of the J-pouch, people with F.A.P usually undergo a C-section as opposed to natural birth, so that's just something to keep in mind. And another thing to consider is in vitro fertilization, or IVF, because F.A.P is a genetic disease, so that means we can pass it on. And I believe there's a 50% chance of us passing it on to our biological offspring. So IVF not only helps us to conceive, but it also screens and selects embryos that don't have F.A.P. So I really do think that IVF is a necessity for us, just because I don't think I could deal with, having passed this disease on to someone. And another side note is just, if you are thinking of having children biologically, whether it be through getting pregnant yourself or through surrogacy, you might want to talk to your surgeon and OBGYN before having your J-pouch surgery to see about them harvesting eggs during the surgery to freeze for later use. So that's something to think about. And another issue to consider is desmoid tumors. Since women with F.A.P are more likely than men to get desmoid tumors, and women who previously didn't have any desmoid tumors sometimes develop them during or right after pregnancy, it seems to suggest that there's an estrogen receptor associated with desmoid tumor growth. So getting pregnant and sort of having your hormones fluctuate may not be the best thing for preventing desmoid tumor growth. And then there's also the fact that a C-section falls under the header of abdominal trauma, which can induce desmoid tumor growth. So pregnancy may not be the most conducive thing for preventing desmoid tumor formation. And after taking all of these factors into consideration, I've sort of come to the decision at this time that I'm not going to have children naturally. And I do want to emphasize, though, that, just because this is my decision doesn't mean that you need to make the same decision. It's really a personal choice, and I'm not saying that it's impossible to get pregnant. There have been many women out there with F.A.P who have had children naturally. Do I think it's probably a bit more challenging to get pregnant with F.A.P? Probably, but again, I'm not saying that it's not possible, and it's just, it's a decision that you have to make, after talking to your doctors and the people around you and doing the research and just, really coming, to make that decision on your own. And as you can probably sort of tell from just, my tone in this video, it is something that still really gets to me. Getting pregnant was always sort of part of my plan. In fact, I wanted to be an OBGYN because I've always been fascinated with pregnancy. So, to be told then at the age of 22 that that may not be part of my plan anymore and that I have options and that there are many ways to start a family, it was pretty overwhelming, and I really just wanted to punch everyone at that moment. So, yeah, how am I dealing with it? Well, I just try and keep telling myself that regardless of whether or not I have F.A.P, I probably wouldn't have been thinking about having kids at this moment in my life anyway, so I'm just trying to really push it out of my mind, and when I'm with friends and they talk about their future kids and how they're going to have them, I sometimes feel the need to interject and say that I can't have kids naturally, and that shuts them up about that pretty quickly, and I really find it necessary for me to say that, just because I really can't handle conversations about this right now. It's just, it is a really sensitive issue for me. So, yeah, and I mean, I know it's going to be a problem that's only going to get bigger as time goes on, and, I have friends who get pregnant and things like that, but I mean, I can't think about it right now, and that's sort of that. So, yeah, if you have any questions, please feel free to comment below or message me. Talk to you later.